सहनौ भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। बिना ये ज्ञान कहाँ रे मनवा, गुरु बिना ये ज्ञान कहाँ रे मन, गुरु बिना ये ज्ञान, ज्ञान बिना ये ध्येय अधूरा, हरि चरण कमल कैसे पाऊं, बिना ये ज्ञान कहाँ रे मनवा, बिना ये काम क्रोध मद लोभ मोह मिल, अहंकार है जीव का दुश्मन, काम क्रोध मद लोभ मोह मिल, अहंकार है जीव का दुश्मन, भक्ति विनय से सेवा भाव से, भक्ति विनय से सेवा भाव से, जानो ये गुरु महिमा रे मनवा, पहचानो ये गुरु महिमा रे मन, पहचानो ये ज्ञान बिना ये ध्येय अधूरा, हरि चरण कमल कैसे पाऊं, बिना ये ज्ञान कहाँ रे मनवा, बिना ये नित्य निरंतर अंतर्यामी, हृदय विराजे मेरे स्वामी, नित्य निरंतर अंतर्यामी, हृदय विराजे मेरे स्वामी। कैसे पाऊं उस भगवान को, कैसे पाऊं उस भगवान को। गुरु कृपा के बिना रे मनवा, गुरु दया के बिना रे मनवा। ज्ञान बिना ये ध्येय अधूरा, हरि चरण कमल कैसे पाऊं, बिना ये ज्ञान कहाँ रे मनवा। गुरु बिना ये ज्ञान कहाँ रे मन, गुरु बिना ये रे मनवा। ओम नमो नारायणाय। 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 ओम यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यांतं न विदुःसुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः देवाय तस्मै नमः. Let us chant from verse number 54. Arjuna uvacha Sthitaprajnasya ka bhasha samadhisthasya keshava Sthitadhih kim prabhasheta kimasita vrajeta kim. Shri Bhagavanuvacha Prajahati yada kaman sarvan parthamanogatan atmanyevatmana tushtaha Sthitaprajnastadochyate dukkheshvanudvignamanaha sukheshu vigataspruhaha वीतरागभयक्रोधः स्थितधीर्मुनिरुच्यते यः सर्वत्रानभिस्नेहः तत्तत्प्राप्य शुभाशुभं नाभिनन्दति न द्वेष्टि तस्य प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठिता यदा संहरते चायं कूर्मोऽङ्गानीव सर्वशः नेन्द्रियार्थेभ्यः तस्य प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठिता. Arjuna's question was, Bhagavan, how does this man of perfection, man of realization, a person who has attained the Supreme Self, how does he, what is his definition? Sthitaprajnasya ka bhasha samadhisthasya keshava. So what is his definition? How does he sit? How does he walk? How does he talk? So Bhagavan says, Arjuna, his glory is the glory of his inner world. His glory is not the outer glory. His glory is the subjective glory. And what is his glory? He is a man who is perfectly content in the self, firmly abiding in the self. He knows himself. This is his glory. His glory is in the form of self-knowledge. What is the glory of an engineer? Is knowledge. Of a doctor is medical knowledge. The glory is the knowledge. So in the same way, a Mahatma, his glory is the knowledge of the self. With this knowledge, whatever he does, that is right. Whether he sits or not sits, sleeps, walks, talks, not talks, cries, weeps, shouts, gets angry, it is right. If you are abiding in the self, then whatever you do is right. Because when you abide in the self, you are not there. What is there is only the self. When the ego abides in the self, ego disappears, self alone remains. Self means what? God. When God alone remains, whatever that person does is right. Because it is according to divine will. So his glory is his firm abidance in the self. What is abidance? Paying attention. His attention is absorbed in the self. That is the meaning, abidance in the self. And as a result, what has happened? Prajahati yada kaman. His mind is free from all worldly desires. So this is the expression. Expression of contentment is always desirelessness. Desireless mind is a peaceful mind. So now how does this desirelessness express itself? Dukkheshu anudignamanaha sukheshu vigataspruhaha. So as far as the outer world is concerned, the outer world brings us situations which are either conducive or non-conducive. Outer world is not in our control. Sometimes situations comes which are painful. Sometimes situations are joyful. But as far as this person is concerned, because his source of joy is not the outer world, it doesn't matter what kind of paristhiti, what kind of environment he is in. What is the source of his joy? Ananda Swarupa Atma. The source of, if our source of the joy is the world, then anything happening to the world will happen to me. If my source of joy is stock market, then what will happen? Then ups and downs of stock market will affect me. But suppose I have nothing to do with stock market, then those ups and downs are mere graph, nothing else. Isn't it? So dependence is the most important thing. Here, this person's dependence is only upon the self. And what is the nature of the self? It is Ananda Swarupa. Ananda Swarupa means what? Its nature is bliss. Nature is bliss means what? It is not that sometime it is bliss, sometime there is no bliss. No. The nature of the self is bliss means that bliss is constant. Nandati, nandati, nandatyeva. Yogarato va, bhogarato va, sangarato va, sangavihinaha yasya brahmani ramate chittam. The one whose mind is reveling in Brahman, that reveling in Brahman is what is called as Atmanyeva Atmana Tushta. Both are same, whether you call it Brahman or whether you call it Atma or you call it God, all are one and the same. So the expression of this abidance is contentment. Expression of this contentment is desirelessness. Expression of this desirelessness is non-dependence on external situation. So sorrowful situation comes, anudvignamana, mind is absolutely undisturbed. Joyful situation comes, the tendency is to hold on to it, spruha, may it not go away. Sukheshu vigata spruha. Now, expression of desirelessness is also freedom from all negative emotions. Vita, raga, bhaya, krodha. All negative emotions, bhaya, krodha, dvesha, freedom. So this is how we have to rate our progress in spirituality. Situations, are they disturbing me or not? Remember the FIR test. Frequency, intensity and recovery time. How frequently I am disturbed, how intensely I am disturbed, how quickly I recover from that disturbance. FIR. So as we progress more and more spirituality, slowly we start getting a glimpse of the self. In the beginning, abidance may not be there, but in the beginning, glimpse will be there. Once in a while, a ray of light. Floodlight comes later, but in the beginning, now and then a ray of light. And that is enough. Because that ray of light brings a ray of hope. Yes, I can also do it. Otherwise, we always see big names. those who have attained. Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi, Bhagavan Shankaracharya. We say, compared to this, I don't think I will ever attain. But once in a while, Bhagavan gives a ray of hope, a glimpse of the higher, when we are charged up. So once this glimpse of the higher starts coming, Atmanam aranim krutva pranavam cha uttararanim jnana nirmathana abhyasat pasham dahati panditah. Which Upanishad? Kaivalya Upanishad. Jnana nirmathana abhyasam. So when you churn, in the olden days, during that, ritual, homa havana, you can't use a matchstick to create fire. So irony has to be used. So there is a wooden cup, there is a wooden stick. So wooden stick you rub, and then the spark comes. And then you have to put some dry grass or cotton or something, and then it catches fire. That is called as jnana nirmathana abhyasam. So go on contemplating on it, meditating on it. First what comes? Not a big fire. Spark. When spark comes, know for sure fire is not far. That spark is the indication, is a ray of hope. Then what does this person do? He makes the churning even more faster. Because now it's achirat, nachirena adhigacchati. So Bhagavan gives that ray once in a while. So they should go on. Our sadhana should go on. So just like that spark increases, and finally becomes a fire. In the same way, the glimpse also starts increasing. Once in a while, then very frequent, then that glimpse remains for some time. That Wright brothers, when they invented that aeroplane, for some time they were up in the air. It brought so much of joy to them. Few seconds, it floated. In the same way, you will float in meditation. Those moments are highly inspiring moments. That's the indication that yes, we have started seeing light at the end of the tunnel. Okay, so we were talking of FIR. The frequency of disturbance decreases, intensity decreases, recovery time decreases. Vitaraga bhayakrodha. So these are all very natural to a Mahatma, but for a sadhaka, these are the ways in which he grows. This is the way we have to see. Intensity grows, time period grows. These are all the indications. So this is how we should rate our spiritual progress, not by any other supernatural powers, reading somebody's mind, chakra going up and down. Not even once Bhagavan has mentioned any chakra here. Bhagavad Gita is a book for a common man. You don't have to do extraordinary things to grow spiritually. Do ordinary things in an extraordinary way. What is extraordinary way? With all humility, with all devotion, you do. That's all what is the whole of yoga is. There is nothing mystical in all this. It is a path for the humble and the simple. So in day-to-day life we can practice all this. All these things. When you are dealing with the world, ensure that the mind is peaceful. Every time the mind is disturbed, bring the attention within. Don't go out. Don't blame the world. World is to squeeze out imperfection in us. Unless the world squeeze out the imperfection, we will never even know what is there inside. Just like the sponge. Sponge is filled with water, but we don't know. So when you squeeze the sponge, water comes out. Isn't it? In the same way, in the heart so many vasanas are there. Heart is also like a sponge, not seen outside. So the external situation squeezes out, and then suddenly something bitter comes out. So don't blame the world for squeezing you. Thank the world, the things, beings and situation for bringing out the imperfection by creating such a situation. Right. Now, what is the other glory of this desirelessness? Yah sarvatra anabhisneha tat prapya shubha ashubham. Anabhisneha. This ability to remain non-sticky. Anabhisneha. So he pays attention, handles the situation beautifully, and then withdraws his mind and the senses at will. This ability to employ and withdraw the mind and the senses at will, not getting stuck anywhere, not carrying any baggage, not creating any kind of vasana baggages. This ability. So what is the example I gave? Mirror. It reflects, keeps nothing, reflects everything. That is a perfect state of mind of a Mahatma. Yat sarvatra anabhisneha. So as we progress in spirituality, what happens? In the beginning, you carry everything. It takes days together to come back to normal. But slowly, the recovery time reduces. You recover and gain your state of equanimity very soon. This is a healthy state of mind. You see, sometimes we find Mahatmas getting emotional, crying sometimes. So then we tend to think such a person is a Mahatma and still he is getting emotional and all. So does it mean, so this is a question raised, does it mean that a Sthitaprajna is a stone? Because a stone definition also will be like this. No feelings at all. Very dry person. Whatever happens to him, his face doesn't express anything. Many times these verses are misunderstood as a person of indifference. A person who is going to die will have almost the same. What do you like? Tomorrow he is going to be hanged. There is no expression. No likes, no, because all the time mind is thinking of death. Becomes very dry, indifferent to everything. Now please understand, a Mahatma is not like this. Sometimes he will become emotional and cry also. But his crying is exactly like our crying in the film theatre. In the theatre, I allow the mind to flow with the emotion. But deep down, I know the reality. I am not diverse from the reality at all, though I may express my emotion through tears. That's a very good example. In the film theatre, I know the whole story is a bluff. I know the actor is acting and is paid for it. I know it. But in spite of that, I keep all that reality aside, and then I allow one part of the mind to just enjoy the movie. So in the process, I may have to cry also. But that crying actually doesn't affect me. It is only the superficial part of my personality which is crying. Deep down, I am detached. You see, there are two aspects. Deep down, I am in touch with the reality, nothing affects me. Only the superficial part I allow. So therefore, how does he sit? How does he stand? How does he walk? It can be very deceptive. If somebody sees you in the theater crying, seeing a tragic movie, that person may misunderstand that you have forgotten yourself. But fact is not that. Even when we are holding on to the reality, I know everything is a bluff, but even then, I have come to the theater to enjoy the movie. Not as a critic. If you want to enjoy, then you have to forget yourself. So there is a conscious self-forgetfulness. Deliberately I do it. Not because of vasana pressure. Not because of the pressure of ignorance. It is a conscious choice. When there is a conscious choice, deep down I am rooted in reality. So therefore, external show of emotions cannot be an indication of internal abidance. So you will find Bhagavan Sri Ramchandraji crying and weeping in Ramayana. Many times people ask, he is supposed to be God. How is he crying and weeping? Why can't you cry and weep? Don't you cry in the film theater? Looking at the illusion. Illusory scene brings real tears. Yes or no? Yes. So that way we have to understand. Okay. Then what is the glory? So, sarvatra anabhisneha is described further with an example. What is the example? Kurmonganiva sarvashaha. Like a tortoise, like a turtle. So how easily the turtle withdraws its limbs. 2 hands, 2 legs. I don't know how many legs, how many hands. 4. 4 legs, no hands. How do you know? Okay, accepted. So, okay, 4 legs, 1 head, 1 tail. 6. Now this turtle is very, very clear. As I said, turtle is in its level a Sthitaprajna. Sthitaprajna means what? Understanding is very clear. You can't destabilize the understanding. That is called as Sthitaprajna. What is this understanding? Inside the shell, I am safe. Outside the shell, I am unsafe. This is the firm understanding. There is one place where I am safe. There is another place where I am unsafe. And therefore, with this understanding, all his behavior is according to this understanding. So there are times when it feels hungry, it has to stretch out the limbs. But then it knows that it is going into a dangerous zone. It becomes very careful. Even when it is interacting with the sense object in the outer world, where is his attention? Into the shell only. The moment there is some indication of danger, immediately withdraws. So this immediate withdrawal, even though it is indulging in that sense object, it is finding joy, whatever the sense object is fulfilling its needs, but what is its first priority? First priority is safety. So even when it is in a conducive environment, in the presence of a joy-giving sense object, but its attention is always upon the shell. It never gets attached to anything to such an extent that something else becomes more important than the shell. That is kurma. Very clear. First priority equal to shell. Because first comes existence, then comes indulgence. First comes existence, then comes worldly joy. My existence itself is dependent upon the shell. That is kurma. In the same way, a Mahatma, same understanding. My existence depends on the self. The moment I forget the self, what have I become? Limited ego. When I remember the self, who am I? Paramatma, Satchit Ananda, infinity. You see the difference? Remembrance of the self, I am infinite. Forgetfulness of the self, I am finite. Being finite is death. Because being finite means being the ego. And ego will have all problems. Raga, Dvesha, Bhaya, Krodha. Ego means imperfection. Ego means finitude. Ego means sorrow. Ego means slavery. Ego means misery. So forgetfulness of self is death. Atma Vismaranam Vai Mrityuhu. That is death. Exactly like that kurma. Forgetfulness of the shell is death. Here, forgetfulness of the self is death. So once this understanding is very clear, then the indriyas will easily withdraw at will. Priority is set right. Once the priority is clear, then indriyas will just follow. So here also you see, once intellect is clear about the understanding, mind will just obey the intellect. Once mind is clear, indriyas will follow the mind. Everything falls in place once knowledge is clear. But if knowledge itself is defective, everywhere there is defect. For an ignorant person, he indulges in pleasures. Why? Because there is no shell for him. There is no shell of self. Because abidance in self. What does it mean? He is remaining in ego only. For him there is nothing called infinite self. So for him what happens? Indriya bhoga is the highest. Pleasure is the highest. So for such a person, withdrawal becomes impossible. Why should I withdraw? The mind will ask. Why should I withdraw? The only joy I am getting is outside. What answer will you give? Inside I am not getting any joy. And he is true. He is ruled by the ego. Inside I am not getting any joy. All my joy is outside and you are asking me withdraw. You understand? Without understanding of spirituality, withdrawal is impossible. And that's why we are struggling. Why? Prajna is not there. First comes knowledge, then everything falls in place. Right. So now, how to train ourselves? Sthitaprajna is a very high state. As a sadhaka, how to train ourselves? This is the topic. So now the topic shifts for the sadhakas. These are all important instruction for spiritual seekers. Verse number 59. Vishaya vinivartante niraharasya dehinaha rasavarjam rasopyasya param drushtva nivartate Vishaya vinivartante niraharasya dehinaha rasavarjam rasopyasya param drushtva nivartate. Yes. So as a seeker, So it is understood that we have studied the scriptures, we have understood the glory of the self, we have understood the purpose of meditation. Shravanam has happened, Mananam has happened. Now Nididhyasanam, practice. So where should we start? Start from the gross level. So always sadhana has to be from the gross to the subtle, from the lower to the higher, from the easier to the difficult. This is how sadhana has to be done. Now controlling which one is easy? Controlling the sense organs or controlling the mind? Sense organs. So start from there. Controlling the sense organs. Desire for the sense organs, sense objects may be there. That is at the mind level. We'll come later. At least control the sense organs. Any interaction with the sense objects which will pollute the mind, I must stop. This is the first step. Because the whole exercise is shifting our attention to the self, shifting our attention to consciousness. How do we do it? With our mind. Unless the mind is pure and subtle, this is not possible. So preparing the mind is the first step. But to prepare the mind has something to do with the sense organs. If the sense organs are left untamed to indulge in all kinds of pleasures, mind will not be in a state to do this higher meditation. So first step is control the sense organs. Everything is there in this world. Good things are there, bad things are there. Don't expose the sense organs to things which are bad, which will pollute the mind, which will make the mind addicted to something lower. So what has to be done? Control of the sense organs. Vishaya vinivartante niraharasya dehina. So such a person is called a niraharaha. Ahara means food. Nirahara means the one who doesn't eat. One who doesn't eat means what? One who is disciplined. Senses perceive sense objects, but I prevent my senses in perceiving certain things. Anything which degrades me, pollutes me. So then that person becomes a nirahara. Nirahara doesn't mean the one who doesn't eat, though literally it means one who doesn't eat. Ahara means that which you take. Perception of sense object is called aharam. Ahara. Non-perception of sense objects is nirahara. So disciplining at the sense organ level. Dhamma. These places I will not go. These things I will not hear. These things I will not see. That is called as nirahara. So you yourself have taken a decision. I am not going to expose myself to these things. So what will happen? Vishaya vinivartante. All the Vishyas will automatically go away from you. Either you go away from the Vishyas or the Vishyas will go away from you, because you are not showing any interest. This is the first step. When you do this, a warning is given. What is the warning? Rasavarjam. That is the warning. Niraharasya dehinaha Vishya vinavartante. Vishyas and all go away. Now you are not with Vishyas. You are alone. But are you safe? No. Rasam remains in the mind. Rasam means what? The taste for indulgence. Mind craves. Because of so many years we have been indulging. Once we come to the spiritual path, then we come to know, I have to discipline myself. Indulgence can only give suffering. So now you are trying to change yourself, correct yourself, reform yourself, improve yourself. All improvement is nothing but disciplining. So you discipline. But you discipline, fine, objects are not there, but the mind is craving. The desire to indulge in the mind is called rasam. Rasavarjam, that desire doesn't go. That's the most painful state. Neither I am getting the joy of the lower, nor I am getting the joy of the higher. Most painful state. Miserable state. That is a time when the temptation becomes very strong to indulge. Bhagavan says, have patience. Patience. Remain there. Remain there. Why? This rasam will go. When? Param drishtva nivartate. When you see the higher, all this craving for the lower will go. Don't worry. So this technique is called technique of sublimation. Mind wants happiness. So that is why it is going to all the sense objects, indulges in it. There is a pleasure available. No doubt about it. Sense objects have pleasure. It gives joy. It has a joy content. Nobody can doubt it. When we indulge, there is joy. But if the mind has to experience the higher joy, it has to first leave the lower one. But once it gets the higher, then automatically the lower is left. So, param drishtva nivartate. Param, the higher, drishtva, having seen, nivartate. What? The lower cravings. It will go away. So there is a stage where you have withdrawn. That is the first step. You have to come out. But then there is a stage where you are neither here nor there. Then the tendency is to go back. Don't go back. Remain there. There is a struggle involved. There is a struggle. And that struggle is necessary. It strengthens you, makes you strong, makes your willpower strong. Don't worry, param drishtva nivartate. But you have to be very careful at that state because, next verse number 60. Yatato hyapi kaunteya purushasya vipaschitaha indriyani pramathini haranti prasabham manaha yatato hyapi kaunteya purushasya vipaschitaha indriyani pramathini haranti prasabham manaha. Yes, you have to be very, very careful because even for a person, purushasya, what kind of person? Vipaschitaha, wise person. He has studied the scriptures, understood the scriptures, done lot of reflection. Yatataha, striving also. And maybe he has reached some height also. Wise man. Even such a person has to be careful because indriyani pramathini, the indriyas, the senses are extremely turbulent. The turbulent senses, manaha prasabham haranti. It just drags the mind, takes away the mind into the field of indulgence. So this is a warning given to all the seekers. Beware when you are doing this sadhana. In this sadhana, you have to discipline the senses. These senses don't think it will keep quiet because till now it has been enjoying the pleasures of the sense object. Now you say, oh dear senses, stop indulging. You think senses will keep quiet? Pramathini indriyani. Beware. It will influence the mind, then it will influence the intellect, and then you will just go. In fact, you will find that the more you try to stop the sense organ, the more it revolts against you. And whatever little discipline you have maintained, indulgence will be 10 times more. You do upavasam one day, next day see the way you eat. Or maybe the same day. Suddenly, whatever is in front of you, sambar appears extremely tasty. Dhoklas and theplas become amrutam from Swarga. That's how it is. Every day when you eat, you don't find very tasty. Oh, it is tasty. But the more you prevent the senses from taking it, especially fasting, amazingly you will find that the taste content, the joy content becomes exponentially high. That's called as Indriyani Pramathini. Pramathini means what? Pramathan means mathanam. It churns you. It churns you. You will helplessly see yourself getting dragged towards kitchen. Something in you is forcing you to do so many things. You see, helpless Pramathini drags you. Beware. Prasabham, by force. You are helpless. You are a puppet. All the senses will pull your string. Beware. So therefore, what should I do, Bhagavan? Listen to 61. Tani sarvani sanyamya yukta asita matparaha vashe hi yasyendriyani tasya prajna pratisthita Tani sarvani sanyamya yukta asita matparaha vashe hi yasyendriyani tasya prajna pratisthita. So therefore, since this is the case, it's very difficult to control the sense organs. But it has to be done. There is no choice. So what should we do? What should be done? Tani sarvani sanyamya. Control all of them. There is no choice. Swamiji, is there a way? Indulgence should also happen. Spiritual progress should also happen. Easy path. Shortcut. No shortcuts here. Struggle you must. Only struggle will give you strength. It is a law everywhere. The spiritual struggle is an inner struggle unknown to the world. It's a subjective struggle. Everything in spirituality is silently happening in the heart, in the cave of the heart. It's a silent struggle. Nobody will know what struggle you are going through. So, tani sarvani sanyamya. Sanyamanam, control them. Yukta, be integrated. Be integrated means what? Let the lower be controlled by the higher. This is the way. Let the lower be controlled by the higher. What is the lower? Indriyani paranyahu indriyebhyaha param manaha manasastu para buddhihi yo buddhehe parataha tu saha. Third chapter. Compared to sense objects, sense organs are higher. Compared to sense organs, mind is higher. Compared to the mind, intellect is higher. Compared to the intellect, saha, the Supreme Self, is higher. So this is the order. So if you want to bring the lower under your control, how do you do? Control it by the higher. This is the way. Higher can control the lower. This is the way. Hold on to the higher and control the lower. So indriyas, the sense objects. So let us start from sense objects first. How to control the sense objects? Don't expose it to the sense organs. This is the way to control. I know in this place my mind get polluted. Don't go there. Then you have conquered the sense objects. You see? Not exposing the sense organs to tempting situation. This is the way you conquer the sense object. You don't have to change the world. You just step aside. Okay, but what about sense organs? Suppose I have seen or heard or whatever which is polluting. What to do? Don't like it. Mana. From the mind, control it. Just because you are seeing it doesn't mean the mind gets polluted. No. Don't like it. That is at the mind level. If the mind is unaffected, no problem. Nothing will happen. No, mind has started liking it. Go still higher. Intellect. Whatever scriptures you have studied. See, this is dangerous. Agre amrutopamam pariname visham. Intellect should warn you. This may appear to be joy-giving, but actually it is poison. Warning from the intellect. Yes, you have won over your mind. This is called as yuktaha. Yuktaha means this is how the lower personalities in us have to be controlled. Yuktaha. But that alone will not do. So, sense organs under the control of the mind, mind under the control of the intellect. This much is called yuktaha here. Yuktaha means integrated. Such a personality is integrated personality. What is integration? Discipline. That is called as integration. What is discipline? Lower readily coming under the control of the higher. That is called as discipline. Yuktaha. But that alone will not do, because this intellect also can fall. So therefore the next term, mat paraha. Keep me as the highest. Gain strength from me. Ego doesn't have the strength to win over sense addictions. Ego doesn't have any strength. Little strength, but that strength cannot be trusted, because intellect also can be corrupted by an impure mind. When extreme likes and dislikes are there, the mind will justify it and make the intellect agree to its vicious desires. So intellect also cannot be trusted. So therefore, that intellect should be mat paraha, means what? Holding on to Bhagavan. The intellect should gain strength from the Lord through surrender. This mat paraha is same as atmanyevatmana tushtaha. Shifting the attention to the self is mat paraha. If you are connected with God, everything is fine. As long as you are in the light, you will not do anything wrong. But when you go away from light, problem starts. Hold on to God, everything is fine. Bhagavan's strength starts flowing through you. And with that strength, you can win over any addiction. Mat paraha. This is what is called as sublimation. Holding on to the higher and leaving the lower. Gaining the strength from the higher and leaving the addiction of the lower. Mat paraha. this is the practice of every sadhaka. So build your spiritual muscles by doing this. The sense object will pull you down. You have to hold the bar of God and pull yourself up. You see, two forces are acting on. There is a force which is acting downward. What is that? The pull of the sense organs, sense objects, sense pleasures, that is always downward. The pull of the ego, that is always downward. Hold on to God and pull up. So, push up and pull up. You become spiritually strong. This is the way. Work against the natural tendencies of the sense organs. Work against the natural tendencies of the ego. Fight against it. Flow against the current. This is the way to strengthen yourself. Flowing with the current will never strengthen you. Go against. Fight against tendencies. And as you become more and more strong, bigger and bigger dumbbells will be given to you. Once you are strong, you can't just take 100-gram dumbbell and do it. No. God will provide that. The world is designed for that. The Antaryami knows, this fellow has developed some extra muscles now. So another dumbbell will be given. 1 kilo becomes 2 kilo. 2 kilo becomes 3 kilo. You don't have to worry about it. God will supply. When you become more and bigger problems, bigger and bigger responsibilities, bigger and bigger challenges, subtler and subtler joys. This is the way you grow. So our job is not to worry about the future. At present, wherever I am, what are the little addictions I have? Let me work on it. That's all. If I am in level 7, I don't have to worry about level 10. Level 8. So at a level 7, you will see level 8. It will tempt you. Just work for that. Once you reach level 8, just worry about level 9. That's enough. Little by little, little by little, little by little. Vashehi yasya indriyani tasya prajna pratisthita. Such a person who has absolute control over the sense organs. Yes. Now remember, control of the sense organs is subjective. All whatever we have discussed till now, everything is subjective. Only you know. Now, Bhagavan, you said that these indriyas are turbulent and it forces a person to compromise, to yield to temptation. Bhagavan, will you please tell us how actually what happens? Athakena prayuktoyam papam charati purushah anichannapi varshneya balat iva niyojitah. Exactly when I yield to temptation, what happens in me? Because before I could see what happens, I have already done everything. I have already done the crime. I am sitting and repenting, that's all I remember. So will you please tell us how, step by step, how we fall? So the ladder of fall, the famous topic comes here, 62, 63. Dhyayato vishayan pumsaha sangasteshu pajayate sangat sanjayate kamaha कामात् क्रोधोऽभिजायते क्रोधाद् भवति सम्मोहः सम्मोहात् स्मृतिविभ्रमः स्मृतिभ्रंशात् बुद्धिनाशः बुद्धिनाशात् प्रणश्यति ध्यायतो विषयान् पुंसः संगस्तेषुपजायते कामात् क्रोधोऽभिजायते क्रोधाद् भवति सम्मोहः सम्मोहात् स्मृतिविभ्रमः स्मृतिभ्रंशात् बुद्धिनाशः बुद्धिनाशात् प्रणश्यति. Yes. So, these two verses are a furthermore elaboration of Indriyani Pramathini Haranti Prasabham Manaha. How we are dragged and forced to compromise. How we fall. We have made certain decision. I will not do this. I will do this. We have made certain decision. Some vows we have taken. Some discipline we have imposed upon ourselves. Why do we slip from it? That is a topic of discussion. So, what is being said here? Dhyayataha vishayan pumsaha. So, this is the first thing we do. What do we do? Pumsaha, the person. Vishayan dhyayataha. So, what is the first thing? Vishaya dhyanam. Not Bhagavad dhyanam, but Vishaya dhyanam is the first step. Why are we meditating upon Vishaya? Because we have restrained our senses. When you decide, I will not eat today, what is the Vishaya there? Now, Vishaya Dhyanam will become automatic. See, to know how much we are addicted to the senses, once in a while, we must what do you call it? Deny. We must deny what the senses want. That's the purpose of upavasa. Don't give what generally you give. Then this will happen. Vishaya Dhyanam. How intensely will be the Dhyanam? How intensely you are addicted, that intensely will be the Dhyanam. Single pointed, ananya cheta, unwavering. Whatever you do at the back of the mind, constantly, food. Today I have not eaten. I think I can eat. I think it's okay if I drink something. You see, that's called as Vishaya Dhyana. Constant meditation. Then what will happen? Dhyayatah Vishyan Sangaha Teshu Upajayate. Then comes Sangha. From Vishaya Dhyanam comes Sangha. Sangha means what? Attachment. But before attachment, there are so many other steps, which is not mentioned here. You see, first step is actually Vishayam. Vishaya Dhyana. Second step is Vishaya Bhoga Dhyana. First you think food, then you imagine yourself eating food. Then what comes? Vishaya Bhoga Sukham. Then you imagine that you eat food. Then comes the joy of eating food. From that sukham comes a sangha. With magnifying lens, when you see, two more entities you will see in between. First Vishaya Dhyana. Then comes Vishaya Bhoga. You imagine yourself to be eating it. Then as you are eating it, the joy comes. Where is the joy coming from? Past memory. I have eaten this before and I enjoyed it. That comes Sukham. See, if you have never enjoyed that object, there is no memory. There is some strange fruit is there. How will you have what taste you don't know? Nowadays all kinds of fruits come, They do all kinds of crossbreeding and something comes out. You really don't know what this fruit is and how it tastes. So, for Sangam, the necessary condition is you must have indulged before. So not some unknown Vishayam. No, known Vishayam. Known Vishayam which you have indulged before. So, Vishaya Dhyanam, Vishaya Bhoga Dhyanam, Vishaya Sukha Anusmaranam. Anusmaranam, you remember. You remember fondly. That Kshira when I had, it was so nice. So nice. Then comes Sangha. Attachment. Attachment is always with Sukha only. Sangha. Now the mind is affected. So here is a diabetic patient. Let us take diabetic patient only. Joy comes. Next what after Sangam? That and all comes very late. Sangat Sanjayate Kamaha is very, very late. In between so many things come. So you are getting the joy now. So you have decided that I will not eat. But it is there in the kitchen. Let us say Kshira Prasad from the temple. Okay, now you are a diabetic patient. Doctors strictly want you not to eat. But that Kshira is there. You have got it from the temple. It is kept. You have decided not to eat. I will give to somebody. Now you are imagining Vishaya Dhyanam, then Vishaya Bhoga Dhyanam, then Sukha Anusmarana, then Sangam has come. It is so nice. I like it. That is Sangam. Now this joy you want to repeat without indulging in it. Because it's a joy. How can I indulge in innocent joy without committing the crime? So what happens after that? After Sangha comes again Dhyanam. Again you go back. Again Vishaya Bhoga Dhyanam. Vishaya Sukha Anusmaranam. What is there? I am just thinking only, no? By thinking, sugar will not rise. Free joy. Freebie. But you are not recognizing something else is happening in you. Every time you go through this cycle, Sangha starts becoming stronger and stronger. And as the Sangha becomes stronger and stronger, you see the next verse, Krodhat bhavati samoha. You remove Krodha, rest you just supply there. Some moha is happening. The more and more the mind is enjoying, relishing that memory of indulgence. As that mind is relishing, the more and more the intellect is wheeled by that desire. That is called as moha, sammoha, paralytic attack. Intellect is not able to think. See, earlier in the beginning, intellect was saying, hey, you are not supposed to take it. Don't you know? Doctor has said, you have sugar. Intellect will warn you in the beginning. But slowly, intellect gets frozen. That is sammoha. Why? Because sangha is increasing. Sangha is increasing. Sangha is increasing. Raga is increasing. Intensity of attachment is increasing. Mind is desiring it more and more, liking it more and more. Dhyanam is becoming single pointed, deep. Intellect gets paralyzed. Means what? Intellect also feels it's okay. It's okay to once in a while cheat day. New terminologies, you know. You are cheating yourself, fool. Whom are you cheating? Once in a while it's okay. See, it's a prasadam from temple, no. Temple prasadam should not be said, no. You should have it. Bhagavan's grace is there with prasadam. Exceptions are always there. This is how the intellect will behave. So, sammohat smriti vibhramaha. Now everything is happening to the intellect now. Sammoha is a paralytic attack at the intellect level. Now what is happening? You are not able to remember. Smriti vibhramaha. What did the doctor say? You forget. Conveniently you forget. Smriti vibhramaha. I am a diabetic patient. Very severe case. Smriti. I am happy forgetting it. Forgetting the reality. Forgetting my education. Forgetting my knowledge. Forgetting my wisdom. I don't want to remember. Smriti vibhramaha. Smriti bhramshat buddhinasha. So it is slowly. Buddhinasha means what? Inability to discriminate. Should I eat or should I not eat? This stage is what is called as kama. Kama means what? Extreme craving. Now a stage comes when without that I cannot. I have just put the order in a different way, if you have observed. Buddhinashat pranashyati. Pranashyati means what? You will go and eat it. You will eat it too much. Then comes buddhi again back. Why did you eat? When that kama is gone, you are relieved. Suddenly the guilt comes. Paralytic attack gone. Are you able to see this? So I have deliberately removed krodha there. This is how the fall happens. But suppose somebody comes in front of you. Your wife. What are you doing? The very same kama, the intense desire, becomes krodha. Krodha means anger. Now, that intense desire becomes anger. Now, anger is towards what? Not towards kshira. Towards wife now. Again the same cycle. Krodhat bhavati sammoha. Now you forget that it is your wife. Paralytic attack again. Sammoha. Sammohat smriti vibhramaha. You forget how much she has helped you, loved you, served you. She is only thinking well of you. You forget. Smriti bhramshat buddhinasha. You don't know what you are doing, what to do. Whatever she is telling is the right thing. No. pranashyati. So earlier, what is a pranashyati with kama? Indulging in that object is nasham. In krodha, behaving badly with the person who prevented you from indulgence. That is the nasha there. You see, two different types of nasha, depending upon how that desire takes root. So this is the step-by-step analysis. Where did we start? Dhyanam, dhyanam. This is the point. So if you can stop that dhyanam, remember the mind will tempt you to do dhyanam. Because you say, it is a silent indulging, no? Nobody is knowing. It's a harmless indulgence. What is wrong? Reveling in the mind, silently. Nobody knows. And defect-free, because actually there is no indulgence. You are finished. So the moment dhyanam comes, the object has come. That you can't stop because pressure of vasanas it will bring. Then comes Vishaya Bhoga Dhyanam. Stop it. Stop there. You remember in Manashodhanam, what is the advice given by Narada to Yudhishthira to win over Kama? Asankalpat jayet kamam. Asankalpam. This is called sankalpa. Here it is Vishaya Dhyanam. That is called a sankalpa. Both are same. So you remember how much you have to be alert. As the dhyanam happens, remember at that time intellect is bright and brilliant. Later on, intellect is inferior. That intellect cannot come back. It's like the ball dropping down the staircase. Initial stage, if you catch, good. Later on, it will gain momentum. Then after that, it becomes more and more difficult. That dhyanam time, if you can be alert and vigilant and stop that sankalpa, you are safe. That is a time when mind is weak, intellect is strong. That is the only place where there is some hope. This is the alertness needed for a spiritual seeker. Okay, that is where meditation comes into picture. Vishaya Dhyanam, if you have to be aware of where your attention should be, not in Vishayam, but in the thought of Vishaya in the mind. Unless we are aware of what is happening in the mind, we will never know this. Generally what happens is, in front of Vishayam, the complete attention is upon Vishayam only. But the first step is, you see here, this person is not even in the presence of Vishaya, sense object. Just by sitting in his room, he is imagining and he is gone. So the whole of spirituality is alertness, 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 being vigilant, vigilant. And to be in the state of vigilance, what state of mind is needed? Sattva, Rajas or Tamas? Sattva. So then comes the importance of ensuring that the mind is in Sattva. All mistakes happens in Rajas and Tamas. Sattva, you are alert. That's why Bhagavan says, Nitya Sattvastho Bhava. Always remain in Sattva. Because then the possibility of mistakes are very less. Understood the ladder of fall? Ready to fall? At least we must know how we fall. Slowly, we must be aware of that initial stages. Generally, we are aware only after fall. Then observe the different states. As I am falling, observe the different states. Slowly the alertness level also will increase. See, it's all a matter of practice. It's a matter of practice. So this is the ladder of fall. On the other hand, a Mahatma, what is his condition? That is discussed next. His case is discussed in the next 2 verses that we will see in the next class. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramayah Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kasyid Dukkha Bhag Bhavet Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om